Hey everybody, yes, it's Joel, and this is 3D Printing Nerd. The title, This Is My Last Day, is not clickbait. It's something that I never thought I'd have the chance to say, and this video is something that I never thought I'd have the chance to make, but today is my last day in corporate America. Once the day is over, I will be a full-time content creator. And just saying that scares me a little bit. It's exciting to think about, but it's scary because I'm an adult with a wife and kids and all these adult responsibilities. Let's start the story at the beginning. So I almost worked for a company you may know, Adobe. And at Adobe, I worked on the After Effects team. In fact, there is a way to see somewhat of a secret about page on After Effects, and if you go past some of the previous versions, you'll see my name among some other incredibly talented creators and programmers and testers and marketing people and just wonderful humans. I started at Adobe June of 2014, so I've been there 3.5 years. I've always worked on the After Effects team. I interviewed because a mutual friend worked on the team and they had an opening. I interviewed well, I guess, and they chose to bring me on the team.
What is this? Is this trash? Am I supposed to throw this away?
It's my resume.
The team at Adobe on the After Effects project is an amazing collection of some of the most talented, wonderful people you'll ever meet. I like to say that working at Adobe is like checking a list item off of your bucket list. It's an amazing place. It's an inspiring place. It's a creative place. They make all these tools that inspire others to create wonderful works of art. And I started at Adobe June of 2014. And as you may or may not know, I got my first 3D printer Christmas of 2014. I started my channel within the first few days of April in 2015. And I can remember my coworker across the hall from me telling me how excited I was when I had my first subscriber, or when I had my first 100, or 1,000, or 10,000, 100,000. And at the time of recording this video, I'm over 168,000 subscribers on YouTube with fairly consistent view counts. A lot of comments on the videos. You guys are wonderful at watching things and commenting on things. I appreciate the heck out of it. Joel, you may be asking yourself, you have a lovely wife. You have 3 incredible kids. You have a house and cars and dogs, and you have to feed people, and you have to ensure that people can get to the doctor if they're sick, and you extracurricular activities for sports and school stuff. And how do you anticipate being able to cover all of that when you're no longer working as a software engineer at a software company? And I thought about that. It's kind of difficult to think about. I noticed that my 3D printing nerd and content creation workflow was starting to take an impact on my life in a negative way. And I didn't have a proper work-life balance going. All of the stuff that I do on this channel was usually done after my wife and kids went to sleep for the night, which means sometimes content wouldn't get recorded, produced, thought about, edited until well after midnight. And it wasn't uncommon for me to go to sleep when the sun was coming up. Originally, it was something that I could record, I could edit, and I could produce in the same night. But it started to take a toll. And within the past couple of months, I've been getting some crazy migraines. And I think just the stress of maintaining a full-time job and what is essentially a full-time content creator job, I couldn't do it. My body couldn't handle it. And I just, at the outset, I think that this decision will not only enable me to be able to create content full-time, but it reduces my stress levels. And as soon as I gave my notice at my job, I haven't had a migraine since. It's a wonderful feeling to know that your body is on board with your decisions. Someone's almost cutting onions in here. So now that I'm a full-time content creator, I think the question that I thought you would be asking me was how I could maintain all of these adult responsibilities. And There's a couple different reasons that I'm able to do this. One, YouTube provides ad revenue and I get a certain amount there. I have some incredibly awesome people supporting me at patreon.com, and I do get a somewhat consistent revenue stream from Patreon. One of the changes that's gonna go through is, while the ad revenue in Patreon is great, I need to open up my channel to more sponsorship opportunities, more advertising opportunities, more things that generate revenue that are in line with the goal of the channel to inspire and educate and to have a little fun along the way. And right off the bat, I do want to make sure you know that I will always disclose when something is a paid advertisement, and I will not accept any advertisements for products that I would not personally endorse. I know that I need money to buy things and to live, but I will not sacrifice my integrity, and I would rather slow down or shut down the channel and go back to corporate America than to sacrifice my integrity. I just want to make that clear right off the bat. Moving to a full-time content creator is interesting. Before, when I have my Adobe job, like I said, I was recording and editing, shooting film, and it was always dark outside. Now I can maintain business relationships, and I can answer the 100 plus unread business emails that I still have to go through. I can take care of the backlog of printers that I have to open up, showcase, and review. I can be free about doing what I am passionate about. And I am so excited at this opportunity to succeed. So where does this leave us? It means that as a full-time content creator, I am a small business owner. Now, before I joined Adobe, I did have a startup company with a friend of mine. It was called Grazie Mobile. And I think I've talked about it before. You may have seen the shirt that I wear, or it's on my hat. It was the idea was you could check in to certain places like the movies or the bar or the club, and then people could send you drinks or desserts using the app. And it was just a few years too early. I think it might have a better chance of succeeding now, but back then it didn't work. And so we were never funded. We racked up a few bills, and that's why I did have to go into corporate America. That's why I got the job at Adobe. Thankfully, though, able to pay some things down, able to save some money, able to begin this new adventure in my life. So how does it work? So the YouTube ad revenue is awesome. It's not consistent. There's not a big window into what ads are going to be shown on your channel or what you're going to be paid for certain ads, but it is a revenue source. I will always have YouTube ads enabled on my channel, and if an ad pops up and you watch it, that's great. If you don't, just watching my video, liking it, sharing it, commenting, being a part of the conversation in the comments, that's helpful as well. I would love for you to be a part of all of it. On the side of Patreon, Patreon gives me a fairly consistent monthly revenue source. I do my best to interact with my patrons. I know that I've been derelict in my duties there. Not so much lately, but in the past, I don't think I gave my patrons what they deserved. Now, I have something called the High Five Club, and if you are a $5 or more patron through patreon.com, you get to be a part of something called After the Five. So when I produce my videos and I say, as always, high five, I can leave the camera rolling, and then I just share what's on my mind for 3 to 10 minutes. So I'm essentially producing 2 videos every time, and people that support me in the High Five Club get to see that second video. So if you go over to patreon.com and you sign up and you're a part of the High Five Club at $5 a month, you get to be a part of that stream of consciousness that happens after nearly every video. Going forward, my wife and I, we are also going to be reopening my Etsy shop. So before I started my YouTube channel, I did have an Etsy shop, and I 3D printed cookie cutters and then sold them through Etsy. It was wonderful. I got really good at it. I will probably do that again. I'm gonna start selling my cookie cutter models again. I think my wife also has some cool seasonal designs in mind that we will be selling through the Etsy store, and that will be up within the next couple weeks. I need my days back so I can actually get that up and running. I will put links everywhere and announce it as soon as I know, but I will be 3D Printing Nerd on Etsy. So you can probably find me before I announce it. Anybody that buys something through there, they are supporting the channel and helping to ensure that I've got food on the table for my family. So I will pre-thank you. I did talk about sponsorships and advertisements right now, and in order to bring a more consistent stream of further revenue in, I am open to sponsorship opportunities. I will tell you right now, Matterhackers has officially joined on as the first sponsor for this channel in the iteration that it is today. Matterhackers is a company that I used and bought filament from way before I had my 3D Printing Nerd channel. And I just got to know them. In fact, it was my buddy Michael Ruddy who originally told me to start a YouTube channel. He is the one that introduced me to Mara at Matterhackers, and our friendships just grew from there. I know a lot of the Matterhackers staff, and I'm down there for meetups. They are an official sponsor of this channel. So you will be seeing some Matterhackers advertisements on the channel. And like I said, I will not sacrifice my integrity for this. Matterhackers is a company that I endorse and I allow to advertise on the channel because I believe in what they do. I think they offer good products, and I think they do a good job being a part of our wonderful 3D printing community. There are other sponsorship talks that no contracts have been signed, so I don't want to talk about them at the moment, but I do want to make sure you, my audience, know that I am open to advertisements and sponsorships of the channel. And you can get in contact with me, Joel at the3dprintingnerd.com, if you are interested in sponsoring or advertising on the channel. Again, I don't want to showcase anything that I wouldn't personally endorse, and so I'm more than happy to start that conversation if that's something you are interested in. But knowing that Matterhackers is a sponsor of the channel, they are doing a lot of good for my family and for myself. And if you ever have the chance to go shopping online, I've put Matterhackers links in the description of every video, and I would love it if you went and clicked those links, or if you tweeted at Matterhackers on Twitter and said, hey, thanks for supporting Joel at the 3D Printing Nerd. I love his content. Thank you for enabling him to keep doing it. Anything like that is more than welcome. And I'm sure Mara or Dave or Lars or Kevin or John or anyone over there would throw you a high five right back. And finally, thanks to Clayton, you know him as Uncle Jesse, the one who prints all those really awesome cosplay things on his CR10 3D printers. He tweeted about something called Buy Me a Coffee. And it's interesting because rather than a Patreon model for supporting creators consistently month over month over month, it is a one-time thing. And so if I produce a video that's really awesome, and you're like, you know what? I love that video, or I love that piece of content, or that post really helped me, or thanks for that advice. You can buy me a coffee, and it's simple. The link is down in the description. You click the link and you say how many coffees you're willing to buy me. Of course, it is the equivalent of a coffee. The money it's a PayPal transaction. But you know, my fan mail address is actually a local coffee shop. I get my coffee there. It's wonderful coffee that they have. So if you use the Buy Me a Coffee link, there's a really good chance you're actually helping to keep me properly caffeinated. And I would love you dearly for that. Well, that's all that I really wanted to announce. It's not a typical video. This isn't something that I ever thought I would be doing. But as of now, you're looking at me, Joel Telling, at the 3D Printing Nerd as a 100% full-time content creator. There will be more collaborations on the channel. There will be more prints. There will be more machines. I will finish more things because I'll have time to sand for days. You might see me being able to do more types of content production. Maybe a podcast is in the future. Maybe Chuck Angus and I throw something together. Maybe Barnacles and I throw something together. Maybe Bill Duran over at Punished Props brings me in and gives me some tutelage on how to sand for days. The possibilities are literally endless, and I'm really excited for the opportunity to provide you fun and inspiring content in the 3D printing and making area. Thanks for coming along with this journey with me. We're just getting started. And with that, we're going to close it out, but I'm going to be changing up my closing a little bit. And I will throw you a high five. And after my high five, I am going to record an after the five. So just know the content doesn't stop when I throw you that high five and the screen fades. We keep going. But as for my closing, I think I was specifying too many different methods for support. I thanked people for watching ads, and I know most people are running content blockers or ad blockers. So I've been thinking of a few different things. Let's try it on for size. Here we go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not, and to ring that bell to be notified of when possibly viral awesome stuff is uploaded to the channel. If you like what you saw, consider buying me a coffee and keeping me properly caffeinated. There's a link down in the description for that. If you like what we do, consider supporting the channel via patreon.com. A link for that is down there as well. And finally, sponsorships help me keep food on the table. There's some links down in the description. Tickle those links and tell them that you love them, because they certainly show some love to me. Beyond all that, don't forget to hug each other more, because I love you guys. As always, high five.